Okay guys, in this video we're going to talk about Tesla stock and will Tesla stock drop anytime soon. So right now we're sitting at about $418 or something like that. And obviously the stock has come down a bit. There was a pretty big tech sell-off once they came out with the vaccine news, but I think the sell-off was kind of a bit oversold and people are kind of panicking, where we know that it's going to take probably another at least 3 to 6 months, probably most likely a year, for any decent vaccine to put a control on this pandemic. And that means that the trend of people buying cars is going to continue. So that's what's really driving this whole bullish run in Tesla stock. It's the car trend. So right now we're looking at Tesla sitting just under a market cap of $400 billion with a price to earnings ratio of 820. So now, if you guys have been holding the stock for some time now, if you're taking a look at the 1 year chart, the stock is up a whopping 500%. But as you can see here on the chart, there's quite a bit of resistance. It seems like after the the 5-to-1 stock split, Tesla really hasn't been able to break through that next level. So what I'm going to talk about is whether or not I think Tesla stock is going to drop anytime soon, and give you guys some tips and some other things that I'm doing personally. Full disclosure, I'm a Tesla shareholder as well, so to give you guys some of the suggestions I'm talking about. So first off, let's take a look at some of the good news that's coming out on Tesla. This is on TSLA. It says Tesla's about to make producing 1 million EVs per year unremarkable. So right now, Tesla's sitting at around, their production goal for this year is around 500,000 vehicles. And that's, I think, is phenomenal. The fact that Tesla's a 100% electric vehicle company, the fact that they're pushing out 500,000 vehicles during the whole pandemic is absolutely phenomenal. Kudos to the company for ramping up production when, it's definitely been a challenge for a lot of these companies. So, one of the biggest bullish catalysts for Tesla is China. China is the world's largest car market. As we've seen, there's several Chinese car stocks that have been crushing it lately: NIO, Li Auto, and Xpeng. So these stocks have been doing really well, and like I said, Tesla has the Gigafactory. It's only been open for 1 year and it hasn't fully been fleshed out. Usually these factories, it's not like the factory is going to be at peak production right away. It's usually going to take a year or so for the factory to ramp up production. So it says here in TSLA, it says Tesla has noted that it intends to ramp up its vehicle production capabilities to the millions within the next years. It would not be surprising at all if the company announced that it would be producing and delivering 1 million cars by next year. So such an idea, pretty far-fetched. Sounds, how is this company going to double their production? Well, some of the ways they're going to do that is, if you take a look at this, as you see, Tesla China was able to produce 22,292 Model 3s in October. So that translates to a rate of like 275 vehicles per year if you were to take that number and divide it by, multiply it by 12. And as it says in Tesla and China, their goal is to produce about 550,000 cars in 2021, with 300,000 of those being Model 3s. So the fact that they have already are going to basically be maybe just under or slightly above 500,000 cars this year, and they're fully to ramp out the Chinese factory, we're looking at a million delivery. For you guys out there that think like the stock is had its full and Tesla is slowing down the production, they have very ambitious plans to boost the production. So now what I want to talk about is I want to look at Tesla from a more technical side, and to do this, we're going to have to head over to TradingView. So TradingView, this is I usually use this as a default, but I want to start using Robinhood a bit because I realize a lot of you guys are trading on Robinhood. So I want to give you guys kind of a bird's eye view for both. So from a fundamental analysis, I think Tesla is really strong revenue growth, and that the regulatory tax credits is going to keep coming in as well. But now let's look at Tesla from a technical side. So using technical analysis, I like to use the 20-day moving average. That's basically 20 trading days in a month, which is basically one full month. And right here, the fact that Tesla is crossing below its 20-day moving average, that's usually a bearish signal. So as you can see here, when Tesla crossed below it, the stock went down, and then when it crossed above it, the stock went up. So Tesla being the blue line and the 20-day moving average being the red line. So right now we're seeing a lot of resistance, and for some of you guys that have bought much lower, you're doing just fine. Now, for some of you guys that are kind of a little bit, come into Tesla after it's run up a ton, or you bought it right before the pre-split, you're probably either down a little bit or you're trading flat. So you're kind of wondering, what should I do next? Should I hold on to my sales? Is the stock going to drop? What should you do? Well, I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips on what I think the best thing to do if you're a Tesla shareholder and you've been holding the shares for a couple of months or so and you're not really sure what's going on here. The first thing I would do is have a long-term perspective. So remember, production is going to ramp up. It obviously won't translate into a double the stock price, but stocks are going to follow if the business does well. So don't worry. Obviously, this was a really tough year for a lot of businesses that weren't digital. Obviously, companies like Zoom and Netflix did really well, Roku, but for companies that were selling things, kind of physical items like cars and stuff like that, it wasn't the easiest year. So the fact that Tesla was able to put that many deliveries, that's an awesome sign. And if you guys have been checking out some of my previous videos, the company has been profitable 5 quarters in a row. Now, a lot of that profitability has been due to selling regulatory tax credits. So if Tesla weren't selling those tax credits, Tesla would be in a loss. But that's okay because we're just at the beginning of the electric car revolution. For you guys, check out my previous video on the top 5 electric car stocks to buy, and I showed you guys that graph of how we're just in the beginning of an absolute explosion. Just under 3% of all vehicles in the United States are electric, and that's going to shift probably closer to 50-50 in the next 10 years, and by 2040 it's probably going to be 80 to 90% electric vehicles. There are going to be a lot of you guys out there, if you guys are teenagers, your first car that you're going to drive is going to be an electric vehicle, and you may never drive a gas guzzler. So just realize that this is just the beginning of the trend. $400 billion market cap is it's a lot, but Tesla is one of those revolutionary companies, I think, and they have a cult following around their stock. So a lot of people that are in it, they're in it for the long run. They're not really interested in, selling Tesla and moving into like a different company like, like General Motors or Ford. So I would say there's a lot of built-in, younger millennials and also, institutional investors that are going to see Tesla out for the long run. So that's why I would say you have a long-term mindset. The second thing I would say is if you're really worried about the stock dropping, you can obviously use a stop loss order. So if you have a very large position in Tesla, perhaps use a stop loss order because stock markets are at all-time highs. And, unless there's a stimulus package, I don't expect markets to continue to churn forward because let's be honest, the economy is not doing as well as it should be because of the whole, pandemic situation. So a lot of people are not working right now. A lot of people are not working right now. Or a lot of people have cut back, or they're just avoiding, public gatherings and things like that. So it's going to take time for things to revert back to normal. But just realize that the car trend is here. Now, once the vaccine comes, obviously people are going to be more likely to use public transportation, more comfortable being in larger groups. So I think the car boom will slow down. But the good thing is that in the short term, there's going to definitely be a car boom as people want to socially distance still. But in the long run, even though that car boom is going to slow down once the vaccines come out, I think long term, that's going to be a gradual slope up as we continue to go 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, etc. market share in electric cars. And the third thing about Tesla stock, I would say right now, is that other car stocks are doing well. So usually stocks are going to trade in sectors. So for instance, if NIO's doing really well and XPeng's doing really well, and you've got other car stocks out there, Solo, Workhorse are moving up, usually Tesla will tend to trade with those stocks as well. So I wouldn't panic right now. There's some institutional selling going on. There's some people taking profits because the stock has run up 500%. Stock has run up 500% this year. So there's going to be some profit taking, especially from big institutional investors. But I wouldn't really panic about that. That's completely normal. So what I would say, the biggest problem we would have with Tesla dropping anytime soon is the overall market comes down if we get bad news about a vaccine or something like that, bad news on the stimulus package, because that right now, that's what's going to be driving the markets, not necessarily the global GDP. But the good thing is that even if the American economy doesn't do well, China's economy is booming right now, and they recovered very quickly. So Tesla is diversified now. They have a factory in China, they have factories in the United States, building factories in Europe. So nothing really to worry about. So I wouldn't really worry about. I would probably just buy Tesla stock right now on dips if you can get in. And just remember that this Tesla was already moving towards $3,000, and they did the stock split. So this stock is currently trading at a pre-split price of over $2,000 a share. So just realize that this is a Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Netflix. It's in that realm of companies, and these companies continue to split their shares. Otherwise, other than Amazon, but otherwise the share would be over $2,000. So if you're worried about it, I wouldn't worry about it right now. Just buy on dips and continue holding for the long term unless something drastically changes within the economy. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video on Tesla and other electric car stocks, be sure to smash the red subscribe button. I'm going to post more videos as soon as we get more information on Tesla, but so far things look pretty good. So that's it until next time, guys. Take care.